Hi, this is Paul. I'm here for RPadTV. I'm here with Josef. He is the game director for an upcoming game called Brothers. Now, it's a very unique game. For someone who hasn't seen it yet, how would you describe the game?
Well, Brothers, it's a downloadable game, and it's a kind of an adventure story, experience-based game or experience. But it's more like a fairy tale, or I mean, it's a kind of journey you will do with these brothers.
Okay. Now, one of the interesting things is you play as both characters,
Yeah.
but it's not a co-op game. You play and control both characters at the same time. How does that actually work?
Yes, if you look at the controller here, you control the brothers at the same time. You have big brother on the left stick and little brother on the right stick, and you have one button for each brother. And it's extremely important that this is a single player game. You could call it a single player co-op game if you want, but it's important that you control that your hands are the brothers, because there's a big point with that when you play through this game, that you actually control them both. I mean, because the vision and everything, and also many of the puzzles and the challenges are based on that simultaneous idea, so that actually the player will feel more comfortable at controlling the brothers at the same time.
Now, are the brothers doing things together? Like, do they have to cooperate together to do certain things, or do you have them do different things at different times? How does it work?
Oh yeah, definitely. Sometimes, I mean, some puzzles or challenges are like that. You have to do one thing with one brother, another thing with another. Some are, this simultaneous I was talking about, that we're trying to put in along the way through the journey of brothers, so you feel that why you actually control them at the same time. But the biggest reason, which I can talk about, is that you actually bond and connect with the brothers. You control them at the same time. But sure, you will have challenges and puzzles that are based on that, mechanic. I usually talk about, when you tie your shoe, if you tie it alone or with someone else. When you tie it alone, if you feel comfortable with someone else, it will be quite strange.
Now, what are the two brothers trying to do? Are they taking the ring to Mordor? Are what's sort of their overall quest in this game?
So the story is basically about two brothers in search of a cure to save their father. They lost their mother in a drowning accident. That's why it's very important for them to save their father. And you will not, as a player, know exactly what the story is, because the story will be shown in cutscenes and different kind of body language and interaction when you interact with the player to convey their personality. But it's up to the player to fill in, the holes or whatever they think happened, and stuff like that. So it's really up to the player to fill in the story themselves. But it is there.
Now, a lot of times in co-op games, really it's just two characters who are like basically the same, except like one's black and one's white, or one's a guy and one's a girl, but they have all the same attributes and actions. Is that how it is in this game? Are the two brothers basically the same, or how did you work that out?
Well, the two brothers definitely not the same. They have different reactions pretty much to everything in the world. I mean, to the NPCs, to how they react to stuff. Little brother can squeeze through, smaller places, and big brother is a bit stronger. But it's not based that, each brother have a different ability or something like that. It's more, storytelling based, like how they react, how they how they interact with different stuff in the world and stuff.
Okay. And it seems like a lot of it is about sort of problem-solving puzzles, like not sort of weird puzzles that are just thrown in there, but like, talk about, like, for example, the one with the spinning wheel and the sheep and that.
Yeah, that's one is actually a good example of the differences between the brothers in their personality and how you actually solve the puzzles. In that case, if you go with little brother over the bridge, you'll have to, you won't be able to solve that one, because he will only pet the sheep. So you need to go with the big brother over and then carry the sheep over, and then to solve it. So they react differently. So hopefully the player will interact with different stuff and learn both their differences in what they can do, and also their differences in the personality. And once again, it's up to the player to define what kind of persons they are.
Now, why did you go with such simplistic controls?
Oh, it's very important. There are many reasons for that. First of all, you're controlling two characters at the same time. And second of all, I mean, I'm a hardcore gamer. I love games, but I think sometimes they can become, too complicated, their button combinations. So, and I think we can, I mean, at some points less is more. So this game really fits well, because I want the experience to be really, chill, and you sit in a sofa and just relax, and not being too challenging and not being too hard. Extremely kind checkpoint, and one of the reasons for that is also just to keep everything very, very simple, very, very simple.
And when will the game be out, and for what systems?
Yeah, so Brothers is a downloadable game, and then it will be out spring 2013, and it will be out on Xbox Live, PSN, and Steam. And please, if anyone wants to buy it on Steam, it's extremely important that you have one of these, because you will pretty much ruin the experience if you play it on a keyboard. So if someone wants to play it on Steam, you have to have this. Otherwise, you will get, half the experience will disappear, if not more. And when you play it through, you will understand what I mean.